Happy Easter to everybody. And I hope you all had a great holiday last weekend. Uh, for those of you, although I don't need to say this because Michael introduced me, for those who don't recognize me, in case you know, I lost 50 pounds with hard work and I lost hair with no work. So whatever. I taught English at St. Peter's Prep from 1981 until 2013. So it's 32 years. And I want you to know it's certainly great to be here. It really is. As a matter of fact, at my age, it's great to be anywhere because whatever, however, what's there's something exceptional about being able to celebrate yesteryear. All right. And what's more important is that the fact that we were able to celebrate and reminisce about yesteryear here on Zoom. This virtual experience, allows many of the students who have not been here at the prep, it allows them to return. I often ask myself to reflect upon my teaching career at the prep. And perhaps like most of you, reflect upon your life, you say, where has my life on Grandin Warren gone? My life on Grandin Warren was fabulous. My life was always grand on Warren, right, Jim? Like yours? Oh, by the way, my good friend, as many of you know, my good friend and hero, Billy Shakespeare, as you can, whatever, once wrote a famous line in Hamlet, in case you may have forgotten his play, Hamlet, all right? He said, "Since brevity is the soul of wit, I will be brief." So now what can do? You can express a sigh of relief, all right? Sit back, relax, and enjoy yourselves, all right? Because I will be brief, I hope. I don't know. Although Polonius was the man who said it, he was an old cantankerous man like myself, perhaps, all right? And by the way, Thomas, try to tell you on, Michael, those of you who are expecting a Hamlet solution or a solution to Hamlet's problem tonight, I'm sorry to inform you that you will leave here disappointed and undoubtedly very unfulfilled. Okay, whatever. Well, wow. As I think about it, where have all those 11,680 days, where did they go? Okay, they're the number of days I taught at St. Peter's Prep. All right, that's 280,320 hours, 16,819,200 minutes. My God. Jim, does that make me feel ancient? Michael, does that make me feel ancient? Yes, it does. It makes me feel very ancient, all right? Whatever. However, now after so many years later, et cetera, perhaps some of you, like myself, have gone and experienced a crossroad in your life. Maybe you're trying a new job, et cetera, and maybe you're as excited as I was when I retired. No offense, Michael, Jim. I spoke to Carl De Lorenzo, and Carl De Lorenzo was a teacher of history at St. Peter's Prep. And Carl said to me, "Jack, I never met anybody who enjoyed retirement as much as you do." And I said, "Carl, you are absolutely right." Yeah, so whatever. Anyway, so why are we here? All right. Perhaps we would have to recapture a feeling of youth, immortality. Billy Price and I just buried a friend today, a guy who went to college with me, a guy who was my colleague, a teacher, a very nice guy. So I'm very, very aware of mortality or immortality. All right. Or maybe confidence, etc. I can go anywhere. On Zoom, I can go anywhere, do anything, meet people whom I haven't seen in God knows how long. All right. It gives us tonight, gives us a perspective about ourselves and others. And more importantly, it gives us an opportunity for reconnection. All right. Think about it. As life progresses, those of you who are much younger than I, Thomas, Billy, Michael, all right, you'll learn that a number of people who have known you for a long time and have known you for key moments in your life They're relatively few. Okay. This makes this whole thing, very valuable to me and to you prep guys. Why is that? Because you have memories, friendships that last a long time. Remember, you guys at one time were very vibrant. You were not fathers, you were not grandfathers, all right? You were very vibrant, you were very young, and people don't know you in this situation. I know you in this situation, but your friends may not know you in this situation, all right? We knew you before you worked as hard as you did to work to be where you are, all right? So you know each other. You young people and older people also, you know each other in a way that many people do not know you. Therefore, this is a very special time for us. It really is. And if you experience any special feelings tonight, please feel free to express them, because you're not alone. We all experience the very same feelings. I want to thank Michael Mercia, all right, the prep committee for this event, which worked diligently to bring this whole thing together. Special thanks and kudos to Michael Mercia, all right, for organizing this event. However, this is probably the greatest collective class gathering since you guys graduated, okay? This outstanding event gives you guys an opportunity to reconnect, reestablish relationships, all right? Or establish new relationships, all right? Recall old memories and perhaps create new ones. If you visit the prep, all right, you will see an extraordinary transformation, all right? Those of you who have not seen the prep lately, there is a brand new campus, all right? There is a Mulberry Hall, there is a Hogan Hall, the old science building, which now is, I guess, Jim, is the main entrance to the school. Jim, Michael, is the main entrance to the school the Mulberry, the Hogan Hall?
The old Burke Hall. The old Burke Hall.
I'm sorry, Burke Hall. I'm sorry. Yes, Burke Hall.
And now it's the Moriarty Science Center.
Yes, which is where the lobby is. And then if you go make a left and go into Mulberry Hall, where the new principal's office is. All right, and then we have a new athletic center. So just as it's a transformation, just as you people might be experiencing a transformation tonight from when you were at the prep to me seeing all of us here again tonight. All right. Mike Mercy asked me years ago, we were traveling down to Georgetown to one of the reunions, and Michael said to me in the car, he said, why did you become a teacher? An easy question, easy answer, easy answer. And I said, if you ask me why I came into this world, I'll tell you without hesitation, I was born to be a teacher, all right? As I said, when at the Legends Dinner, teaching is the only occupation for which we have very few developed devices. We work on the natural ability of the people. And I always felt that I had the natural ability to be a teacher. And that's why I think I always wanted to be one, all right? In addition, I always wanted to impart knowledge. A great desire, as you know, I've always been a proponent of quality education. Because if I imparted knowledge, I could make changes. I thought I could make changes in the world. Now, years ago, I have a very good friend who worked with me in another school, and he administered the CUDA preference test. A CUDA preference test evaluates your preferences in occupations. It doesn't evaluate your ability, okay? And my number one choice was, first of all, politics. My second choice was attend law school and become an attorney. And my third choice was to be a librarian in a women's college. Either the test is faulty, or maybe I'm very awkward because evidently I defied all those preferences, okay, by becoming a teacher. But I have no remorse at all about having become a teacher. Teaching. Barack Obama said in 2014, on September 14th, at the University of Iowa, that teaching is a hard job and it is the most important job that we have. And the folks who enter teaching don't become teachers because of the money. They enter teaching because they have a love of kids, and they have a love of learning. Being a teacher, as Jim will tell you, and Michael will also tell you, is a hard job. It's a stressful job, and many times it is a thankless job. Yet at the same time, on certain days, it is very rewarding. For example, the most rewarding time for me, I remember so well, would be when a senior would come to me and say to me that, Mr. Campion, I was just admitted to the college of my choice. And I would say to myself, having written all of those recommendations, all right, was worthwhile. Also coming back, Thomas, you know as well as I do, when I would have students come back to my class and tell me about what they've done and about their success in medical school, dental school, law school, or in their professions, et cetera. And what greater thing would you expect from a student to hear that I was successful in medical school, dental school, law school, graduate school, or in my profession? But the important thing is, and this is most important, is that their remarks invariably focused on the education that they received at the prep. They also said that they would not have been as successful as they had been had the prep not instilled in them the qualities of the prep family, one of which is, Jim, you know as well as I do, is success in academic achievement. Okay? Plato once said, let me quote you, the direction to which education points a man will determine his future. And that's exactly what the prep did for these students who were successful in medical school, dental school, grad school, and in their profession. Absolutely. The unfortunate thing about being a teacher is that as being a teacher, you don't see things finished. Okay? I can see the fruit of a day's work. All right. Maybe I'll see it 20 years later, 15 years later, 10 years later, 30 years later. All right. But I don't see it right away because maybe 10 years later, somebody has done something because I influenced him in being a student who can achieve and can do things on his own. All right. Alexander the Great, another great quote. Alexander the Great, listen to this. For those who are parents, don't get upset. All right. Alexander the Great said, teachers who educate children deserve more honor than their parents who merely gave them birth. Why? Because parents provided mere life while teachers ensured them a good life. Is that true, Jim? Is that true, Michael? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's very funny. What I have here, as far as I'm concerned, teaching is an essential profession. Teaching is one profession that makes the other professions available. All right. There are coasters in my house, and the coasters read, true heroes don't wear capes, they teach. Right on. I say to my friends, jokingly, teaching is my superpower. What's yours? What do you think, Jim? Does that work? Well, yeah. Lee Iacocca, the CEO of Chrysler, once said, listen to this, this is very important. In a completely rational society, the best of us would be teachers, and the rest of us would settle for something else. And that is fabulous. Right, Michael? We're the best of all people, right? The best teachers, thank God. All right. The teachers, as what do you call it? Teachers should be an exalted profession. All right. The problem is today, it's a picked on profession. That's the problem. Unfortunately, what's happening, unfortunately, Michael, I'm sorry for you being the president of St. Peter's Prep, is that I hope you can continue to get the good teachers, but teaching becomes to be a lost art, and the regard for teaching is a lost tradition, which is really sad. All right. In fact, the impending shortage of teachers for the next few decades is going to be atrocious for the educational or the academic society. All right. I hear a lot of things from many students. I remember a few years ago, I was a legend at St. Peter's Prep, as Michael Mercier mentioned. And one of my former students wrote me a note saying, from the class of '89, he wrote, "Your class was one of the greatest experiences of my academic career and easily the best English that I have ever taken. I also appreciated all the guidance you offered me during my college application process. You are incredibly helpful and supportive. A great many fears during this process were assuaged during your steady influence. I am just one of many you have assisted during your tenure at Prep." And stories like this, they make your life worthwhile, even though there are some days that are not that great. All right, but this is not the only story. There are many stories like this from many preppers, and not just about me, but about many of the members of the faculty. Right? There are hundreds of other students whose stories are just as good, who say that they've had better lives and they've been more successful because of their experience at the prep. All right. However, let me tell you something. These experiences, all right, are not unique to me. They're dedicated, they are unique to the prep faculty, like Michael, who once taught English, and Jim, who once taught English. All right. One of my former students, Alex Diaz, class of 2010, we went out for dinner one night in a place called Court Street. And Court Street, by the way, Michael, we have to go there because my nephew owns it. Okay, we'll go for dinner one night. All right. Alex Diaz graduated from Harvard, and then he studied as a Rhodes Scholar at Oxford University in England. And he said, during dinner, he said to me, "I'm grateful to the prep teachers who broadened my horizons. I'm grateful to the prep teachers who broadened my horizons." What greater joy can a teacher feel, all right, than to witness a student's success, right, Jim? It happens, and Michael, you enjoy this as much as I do, I'm sure. My prep colleagues throughout the years have given more because of their concern for their students, all right? It was our responsibility as teachers, all right, to provide the best academic opportunities for our students. These faculty members have been most diligent, compassionate, understanding, and desirous of success of their students, all right? Think about it. If you stand before a group of restless students, okay, every day, and you come through this unscathed, you can do anything, right, Michael? You can do anything, believe me, all right? And Jim also, and like St. Peter, what do? We preach the word theologically, philosophically, literarily, historically, mathematically, scientifically, artistically, and like St. Peter, who possesses the keys of the kingdom for us, all right, which opens the gates of eternal happiness. We teachers open the minds of our students to knowledge. They become successful academically, socially, emotionally, spiritually, and so that they too are just as happy. All right. The thing is, a good teacher can never be erased from your memory. All right. An amazing teacher is hard to find and harder to live and impossible to forget. My esteemed colleague, Kitty McNally, who taught English with me and Jim, all right, at a faculty colloquium once said, "This is who we are, this is what we do, and this is why we are here." And everybody said, "You're absolutely right." And everybody was on her side, right, Jim? Everybody. Pablo Picasso once said the best. Pablo Picasso said, "The meaning of life is to find your gift, and the purpose of life is to give it away." And I gave my gift of teaching away to you, as did Jim Horan and as did Michael. All right? I've always been concerned with quality education. Thomas, my class, Mike was in my class, all right? The purpose of education is not to fill the student's mind with facts, is to teach, as the prep tells you now at meetings, the purpose of education is to teach the kids how to think, all right? In other words, I never told the kids what to think, right, Bill? Never. I always taught you how to think. All right. In other words, teaching opens that it replaces an empty mind with an open one. No, it's like an umbrella. If the umbrella's not open, it's not functional. All right. If your mind's not open, it's not functional. All right. Critical thinking is very, very difficult. For example, Michael, Thomas, Billy, Hamlet Project. Remember that so well? Probably the torments of your life, right? I would go down to the library after school every day, and I would tell kids about, we talk about Hamlet's problem. I never told the kids what to think, all right? I said, let's look at Hamlet in the circumstances in which he is found, all right? I may have pointed out books and said, okay, if you think this is the theory of Hamlet, read this book, all right? But I never, I gave you the book, but I never told you what to see, okay? I wanted you to look at this, read this, and see what you thought was important, all right? I never told you what was important. Again, Michael, Thomas, and Billy, remember The Wanderer? The Wanderer was the first poem we did in Anglo-Saxon England, all right? And the theme is, wisdom is slow and comes but late, okay? This means that your experience counts, all right? It really does. So know the value of your own wisdom. Remember where you are in life, all right? Remember also, it's what you do where you are. In other words, at the end of the day, what really matters is that you spent your life exactly the way you wanted to. Today is your day, so is tomorrow, and the next, and the next, and the next. The beautiful thing about learning is that it can never, never, never be taken away from you. I always tell my students, remember, once you have intelligence, it's yours forever. It's never taken away from you, all right? Thomas Paine once said, a mind once enlightened cannot again be dark. If you remember the famous quote in class, Michael, Thomas, Bill? I would say to you in class, to be a scholar, all right? I would quote a famous literary quote, and I would randomly say, by the way, and I would jokingly say, when we came upon this quote, oh, here was the famous last line for your next cocktail party as you sip your Bombay Sapphire Martini. Do you remember that? Michael, Thomas, Billy? I always said it. Didn't I? I always said it, all right? However, all of your learning, sirs, all your studies of Chaucer, Shakespeare, Milton, Dostoevsky, mathematics, science would be in vain if at the same time did not build your character to attain mastery over your thoughts. All right, let me explain something. Martin Luther King said, intelligence plus character is the goal of true education. Prep's mantra is what? Man for others. And that fosters character. Right, Jim? Right, Michael? Right, Thomas? Right, Billy? Right, Michael? Where's Michael? Oh, we lost Michael. All right? So, true education does not consist merely of the acquisition of the few facts of science, history, literature, mathematics, or art, but is also the development of character. You also learn at the prep. You learn what? Self-esteem, support, friendship, civility, responsibility, caring, respect, courtesy, all these qualities that shape our lives and make us who we are and what we become. All right? Concern yourselves with your character. Your character is your essence. That is who you are. Remember, and don't worry about reputation. Your reputation is what people think of you. That is superficial, all right? What's important is your character, because that is essential to who you are. And that's what the prep has instilled in you, a character, all right? Your essential being, all right? As much as I appreciate and I'm grateful for having been asked to address, thank you, Michael, the alumni like this, the greatest reward I've ever been given is simply the opportunity to help generations of students to learn how to think critically about the world around them. 100 years from now, all right, it will not matter where I lived, what kind of car I drove, what my bank account was, but what will be important is that I make this world a better place because I was important in someone's life who changed things for the better. Okay? In the future, Thomas, Michael, Billy, anybody else who was younger, all right? Between the ages of next year and 2060, when you are 65 years old, all right? And in the quiet reflection of your life story, realize the most meaningful memories of your life story will be those choices that you made. And those choices are what made you the wise man that you are. Sirs, remember, the choices you made, these are the choices that made you, that will make you a story, your story. And sirs, I ask of you today, make that a great story. Okay, please. I know that you as prep graduates can't help but do your best. All right. However, as a joke, sometimes I would say, if you can't do your best, sit down and let the martini do the rest. Okay. Okay. All right. As I spoke at the graduation in 2013, the best things come last. All right. People for hours will talk for hours and not say much. All right. Then they'll linger at the door with words that come and rush from the heart. All right. There's a play. There's a line from Wicked. All right. That reads, I'm here. Wait a second. I'm losing something. Are you getting it?
You're good.
Okay. You're good. I'm sorry. Okay. A line from Wicked that reads, because I knew you, I had been changed for good. I personally believe that I've been changed for the better because I've known you. All right? As the song continues, the lyric reads, you will be like a handprint on my heart. Another playwright, Meredith Wilson, wrote a play, a music play entitled Music Man. And in the song, in the Music Man, there's a song which line reads, where is the good in goodbye? And the thing is, why does it take a minute to say hello and forever to say goodbye? Remember, a farewell is necessary before we can meet again. A goodbye is painful, all right? Unless there is never another hello. To paraphrase Winnie the Pooh, I'm sure you've read him, all right? Winnie the Pooh says, how lucky we are to have had something that made saying goodbye so hard. Once more, how lucky we are to have had something, to experience something like St. Peter's Prep that made saying goodbye so hard. Remember, St. Peter's Prep, your alma mater, all right? Which means I told you in class, your nourishing mother, all right? Loves you as much as your maternal mother, okay? And consequently, St. Peter's Prep, your alma mater, will never forsake you. You, in turn, should not forsake her. Begin or continue to support her so that the students who enroll in the school will become as well-learned and therefore remarkable students just like yourselves. Once more, this is important, right, Jim? Begin or continue to support St. Peter's Prep so that the students who enroll in the school will become well-learned and therefore remarkable students just like yourselves. Remember, an educated person is respected everywhere. For those of you who are younger, let me tell you something. Believe me, education beats beauty and youth. What do you think, Jim? Yeah, I agree. All right, my life at the prep was not one that I want to leave behind. It was a life I don't want to forget. As I look at the screen here today and see so many of my former students and colleagues, I want to thank all of you for having contributed to my happiness for 32 years. My life indeed has been grand on Warren, where I met the finest human beings. Again, thanks for celebrating with us on this Zoom connection. Be well, do good work, and keep in touch. Oh, and by the way, the Shakespearean line that I quoted at the beginning is spoken by a man named Polonius, an old man whom critics characterize as being long-winded. So, did I fulfill his steps? I don't know. Okay, now it's up to you. How about you talking now rather than myself?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I mentioned in the group chat that at the end of your talk, we'd open the floor for a Q&A.
Sure.
If anyone would like to submit a question for Mr. Campion, you can submit it in the chat or message me to let me know you'd like to ask a question. We invite anyone to speak, but we'll call on each person one by one to avoid confusion or interruption.
Sure.
And the first person, Bill Price, he submitted a question earlier. Bill, if you'd like
Yeah.
Jack, I'm curious. We all know the Hamlet papers and some of the things that you didn't change over time, right? In teaching at the school so long, I'm curious to stay relevant and so popular with so many generations of prep students. What did you have to change over the years and do differently to stay as current with every generation of prep students that you were?
Well, Billy, if you graduated, I would read every year the latest editions of Hamlet.
I graduated.
So I would become aware of the latest criticism, and I would use that. Remember, I said to you, there are no answers. I mean, I would give you, Michael and Tom and you, I would give you 25 different interpretations of Hamlet in class. I would give you a line and say, okay, now let's do this line. Let's do this interpretation. And I would negate what I just said 5 minutes ago. And I remember students saying, you can't do this to us. You just can't do this. You told us this, and then you say this, and they contradict each other. But what I've been aware, I've kept up on the research. But in my technique of teaching it, Billy, I haven't changed. No, I haven't changed. I'm sorry. I'm very static and very dull then maybe to you.
Never, sir.
But I enjoyed, as you know, I enjoyed teaching Hamlet. I really do.
Absolutely.
I know. Yeah. As much as you enjoyed learning it, right, Billy?
Absolutely.
I've had students.
I think I enjoyed the Paradise Lost.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
Even more than the Hamlet. I really enjoyed that. I recall really kind of just feeling like that. And I haven't gone back and reread it, I have to admit, Jack, but I remember that just being a real experience, writing that paper and thinking about free will and the connection between religion and what we were doing at prep. It was a real experience. Thank
One
you.
of my students, Billy, was very strange. He came in, we were doing Paradise Lost. He was my student in Hamlet and in Paradise Lost. And he came and says, Mr. Campion, I want to tell you something. He said, Paradise Lost kicks the hell out of Hamlet. And I said, yeah, it does. I know, it does. It does. It does. Even though, I mean, I like Hamlet. I mean, how could I not like Hamlet? With the way I treated the way I did. Yeah, I liked it. Yeah. But you're right. I think Paradise Lost is a better literary work. It is. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Ralph Pantazzi had a couple questions for you.
Okay. How you doing, Ralph?
Very good.
Where's your red hair? It's all gone? It's getting browner?
Yeah, it's getting browner. Like you remember that it was red.
Yeah. How are you?
Very well. And,
What are you teaching in Kent Place?
Kent Place School, yes. I'm in my 29th year as a mathematics teacher overall.
Yes, I know that. Yes, good for you. How do you like it?
It's excellent. Everything that you just said in your speech.
Yeah. How are the girls at Kent Place? Are they as bright as the boys at prep?
Absolutely. But we had a prep group visit last year. We had a little exchange.
Okay.
Got to see, Jeff Jablonski's son.
Okay.
And that was fun. They got into some good debates. There were some ethical debates they got into.
Okay. How have you been? Okay.
Yeah. Very well. I have a couple pieces of nostalgia to share. As I was listening to you, I pulled out my archives. I'm known as the archivist here. So in case Mr. Gomez, you need any, archives of Mr. Campion's syllabi, I've got them. And I've also got Alleluia, the last vocabulary quiz. And I wondered, You
Yeah.
know, you wove our names into the
The saying at the end, I know, yes, I remember. And I did it, Ralph. I wanted to see how many students would pick up on that. You know, with the names on the bottom. Yeah.
So I wanted to say I very much appreciate that. I was, going through the whole syllabus, and I will. My last statement I'll say is, I remember getting the syllabus for the first time and going, "We're going to read that many books in one marking period." How is that
Yes, we
possible?
are. Yeah.
All right, sir. And Blake Shevskinski sent a message. He asked, what recently published books are you reading?
As a matter of fact, I'm reading a book. My good friend Dennis McMullen, who is the father of Brian McMullen, he's from Hoboken. He just wrote a book entitled "The Ghost at Sea." Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it. He sent it to me last week and asked me if I would look at it and see if it's worthy of publication. I said, "You got to be kidding me! Why are you asking me?" He said, "Jack, I respect your opinion." So, "The Ghost at Sea." I've read. What do you call it? I've been. The coup de preference test said I should be a politician, #1, which I never thought it would be. But lately, since I've retired, I'm interested in politics, and I've read a lot of political novels, or political works, I should say. They're not really novels. And I've read Barack Obama's, A Promised Land. I read Michelle Obama's The Becoming. I read Anonymous. Okay, so these are things I've been reading lately. Yeah. Okay, does that answer your question?
Yeah, I'm sure it does. And at this point, I'd invite anyone else who'd like to ask Mr. Campion a question. Feel free to.
Please.
Feel free.
May I ask a question?
Angelo, I didn't recognize you. Angelo, how is I didn't recognize. How is Renato? Is he? Can you? Hi, Charlie. How are you? How's Connecticut? No,
Long Island by way of Connecticut, sir.
I know. How are you?
Doing well.
Good.
Doing.
Charlie was my student. He was in my plays at Prep and in my plays at Holy Family.
Well, that's what I wanted to bring up for the group. I don't think everybody knows this, but Sir Jack Campion was a prolific director in Hudson County of musicals, and in my social circle, a lot of those females have experienced him in a different way than we did at Prep. And I always tell my sister and her friends and her circle of friends that you never got to see the real Jack Campion. And he would recruit all of us to go to the plays at Holy Family and all that. And it was a different version.
Yeah, Charlie was also in my plays here in Bayonne in the community theater. Remember
of course.
that story? Yeah.
No profanity in front of ladies at all.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Not so much when words would fly around the room.
Yeah.
Right.
So, Angel, how is Renee?
He's doing very well. Thank you for asking. I'll let him know.
Yes.
He's living out in Morristown, and
I know he is. Yeah, I was at his house.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, he's been practicing as a doctor. All the kids are out of the house, so it's just he and his wife.
Yeah, he's ENT, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because I remember when he was the prep, he said, "I want to be a pediatrician." So when I went to see him, I said, "How are the kids?" He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "The pediatrician." He said, "You remember that?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "No, I'm an ENT instead." Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing very well. Thank you.
My daughter lives in Hoboken. Joan, she's married to John DeRose.
I don't know her.
John DeRose is the class of '86. You're the class of '83. The same as Dennis Cry's not
Dennis.
here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Where's Dennis?
I'm here.
Dennis Crowley? Oh, it's on Dennis. I didn't recognize you. I'm sorry. I would have referenced you before. Dennis, yes, class of '83. I see. Whatever. What do you call it? Joan lives on 9th and Bloomfield with her husband, John DeRose.
Excellent. Yeah, I live on 5th and Hudson. I'm about 28 steps from
Court Street. I know. I know.
So whenever you're visiting, be sure to tingle.
Angel, I go to Court Street. I bet I go there once every 2 weeks.
Oh, wonderful.
Easy.
Yeah. We've been ordering in regularly with this whole pandemic situation. but they've opened up capacity and now they
Yeah.
have the tables outside
Yeah.
again with the nice
Yeah.
weather.
Court Street is owned by my nephew, the prep class of '92. His name is Kevin Coca.
Mhm.
For those of you interested. Dennis, how are you?
I'm well, sir. How are you
Good.
doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good
Thank
to
you,
see
thank you for the email. I appreciate it.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, Dennis and I. Dennis came down. My wife and I went to the house down the shore for 35 years with a friend, and now my daughter bought a house down the shore. I told Dennis to come whenever he wants to come to visit us, because he has a house down there also.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, I know. Me too, Dennis. Absolutely. Yes,
I
absolutely.
believe John Gorman from the class of 76 had a question. John, if you want to just unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay,
I don't see him.
Jack, this is me. This is me. This is me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jack, class of 76. So I didn't go to class with you.
No, I was there in '81.
I met you 5 years ago, but this is all positive, right? The reason why I have photos of you and me in like 5 years ago. First of all, this is all positive because Jack, I said I lost contact with, I lost in touch with my friends from prep, but my closest friends went to Hudson Catholic.
Okay.
So even though you, everybody speaks so well of you, let me just say they spoke the best of you in Hudson Catholic. So
Thank
it
you.
was not just 1981.
Thank
It
you.
was what? How many years before that?
I was there in 1966 to 1981.
Okay, and
15
okay.
years.
So in my class, I'll send you an email, whatever. Photos, my friend Nick
Oh,
McCauley.
thank you so much.
Yeah, and by the way, if you talk about the class of 76 in Hudson Catholic, just about every person had it was either a medical doctor or a PhD, whatever. And
Yeah.
I met these people. These are like my best friends.
Yeah.
I've seen them in Europe, whatever. Nick McCauley.
Oh, Nick
yeah.
Nick taught there also. He was my student. He taught there. He's now a doctor in Morristown.
Morrison, yes,
Yes.
Jack Custer, like
Yep.
PhD. So that's why if this is all like positive, whatever. So at the end of this, I'm gonna actually ask you a good question because my legend at prep was Jack Casey,
Okay, good.
and to say who your best professor was, and to say literally I went to like the best college in the world, right? So whatever. So just the reason why I'm here, and by the way, I have a cocktail here. I just got my wait,
can I
no,
join you?
with vodka. It's the reason why with some Kahlua because we
Okay.
just took our shot for the vaccine, my wife and I. So I just got back like 30 seconds before you. Okay. So
Okay.
after all of a sudden, my one point is 3 points. First of all, seeing Father Azardo,
Yeah.
Jim, I know them all. Like my teachers, Jim, Haran, whatever. And I
Mhm.
saw you like 5 years ago at our reunion, right? I introduced you to saying I've had a cocktail with you with your best, they're literally your best friends from Hudson Catholic. So
Yeah.
you did not only did an amazing job at prep, but for 10 years before that,
Yeah.
right? So anyway, I put some Kahlua in there. So
Good.
okay, so great seeing you. I will
Yeah.
see you. It was not the 5 years. The next time we can actually
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
something, right? So
I was-
great see.
I was at Hudson
Okay.
Catholic last year. I gave a talk at the alumni dinner they had at Hudson Catholic 2 years ago. It was very, very nice. People were very, very nice to me. They really were.
Okay.
Even though some people said you're a traitor, you went to the prep. But most people were very, very nice. Thank you. Yeah.
Fair enough. It's just like so funny. It's like some of my closest friends with PhDs ever. So after all, I am going to ask you a question at the end of this, right? Great seeing you, whatever. So here's my question. Last night, my legend was Jack Casey.
Yes.
But I did watch TV last night, and it was on tonight, about Hemingway.
Okay.
Did you see it?
No, I didn't. No.
It's on tonight also. So
I know. I was at a wake last night. Oh, it's on tonight again?
it's on like 13,
Okay.
PBS. Right.
Okay.
I'm in Chatham, New Jersey, right? Whatever. So
Okay.
whatever. So
Okay.
after all said and done, okay, that's all. Just if you have a chance to watch Hemingway, I'm not gonna ask you a
Okay, I
question.
will. I will.
It is an incredible show. I believe it's on for the next 2 years.
Okay.
It's great seeing you. And I remember introducing you 5 years ago. Said, by the way, we met this years ago with just best friends. So after all, some of my point is, you did a great job. And as a teacher, whenever they still talk about you. And as you get older, I'm now 62. Every once in a while, you go to a funeral in Hudson County.
Yeah.
And I see you're the best of your classes. So long as you did a great job 10 years before St. Peter's Prep.
Okay.
So that's why I'm here right now. So whatever.
Thank you.
Okay. Please watch Hemingway.
I will.
Whatever you've forgotten about English, I remembered, and I remember telling you, say, like, it was great. And by the way, I did go to one of the literally best schools in the world after prep. But
Good.
there's a reason why I took an effort to introduce you. Said, by the way, we've met, whatever. So period. So watch Hemingway tonight, the next day, whatever. It is a great show to watch. Period. So
thank you so much for informing me. I appreciate it.
Okay. And by the way, I'm also from Mike Marcia. I got an email. I'm gonna send some text. There are 2 texts of you and me at that 5 years ago, which we actually had reunions.
Yeah.
So we'll show the 2. Okay.
We'll be sure
Enough
to.
of my time, Jack.
We have Tom.
Thank you, Jack.
Tom Spataro has a question for you.
Sure.
Campion. Tom.
Thanks, Mike.
Can't see because I'm being blocked by something over here.
Oh, well, maybe once I start speaking, I'll pop up. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I just
All right,
can't
wonderful.
see you.
Well, thanks again for doing this. We appreciate it. It's really good to see you. You talked a lot about being in the classroom. I just want to remind everybody that Mr. Campion spent a lot of time outside of the classroom coaching a lot of young men and women with both the St. Peter's plays and the Holy Family plays, as we discussed. And that was certainly incredibly formative time in my life, and I appreciate that.
Tommy was my lead in Brigadoon at Holy Family.
I was gonna be a smart aleck and ask you who was your favorite Thomas More and why was it me? But we can talk about that later.
Yes. The only man for all season was okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But are you still? I just want to know if you're finding time in your retirement to still coach dramatics in any way.
No. What I do now is I lost 50 pounds. In case you didn't notice, I'm exercising every day. I'm on the bike. I play the piano also, and I do reading. So that occupies my day. But I say to my wife, Jane, I said, by the way, Jane, where did today go? It's already 4 o'clock in time for martinis. So it goes fast. So that's what I'm doing, Tom. I exercise, play the piano, and read. I retired. I've retired from from directing.
Thank you for answering the question.
And Tom, no offense, I don't miss it.
That's a lot of extra hours in the day.
It was a lot of responsibility, a lot of responsibility, and I'm glad I'm not doing it. Yeah, I enjoyed what I did when I did it, but I don't know if I would do it again.
I saw Brigadoon at Holy
What?
Family. I saw Brigadoon at Holy Family.
What?
I saw Brigadoon at Holy Family.
You were in Brigadoon, weren't you?
No, I wasn't in that one. The King and I was the year before. I was like,
okay.
5.
Are you a kid? Okay. Yeah. How'd you like it? It's just my favorite show.
It was terrible.
Thank you, Charlie. Tom Spataro was the lead in Brigadoon at Holy Family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Campion, I wanted to point out one person that you were having a hard time seeing at the beginning of the call was Scott Gurian. Scott, if you want to just say hi real quick.
Yeah, hey, sir. It's Scott Gurian, class of '97 with Tom Spataro. We may have been in the same class. I don't remember. Probably.
Scott, you were on the stage crew, right?
No, TV studio.
TV studio.
Yes. Yeah. I think my favorite memory of class with you was the very first day where we came in and you didn't know any of us, and you just called out our names to see who was who and studied the list of people, and we could see the gears turning in your head, and then you start calling people out. You just suddenly memorized everyone right in the spot. It was very impressive.
Scott, my wife tells me it's a gift I have. I don't know what it is, but it's a gift. My wife says, Jack, you should have been a politician I will see prep kids and I will know their faces and I will know their names. And sometimes you will say to me, Jack, what are the SAT scores? Or where did they go to college? And I'll say they went to this college, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, it's amazing. It's a gift that I have.
Yeah, I remember seeing you at reunions, and yeah, you'd remember every college everyone went to, what year they were in. It's impressive.
I know.
Yeah.
By the way, Michael, is Michael here?
I'm right here. Oh, which
Okay.
one? Which one?
Michael Mercer.
Okay.
Guys, I want you to know something. Michael ran a reunion 2 years ago in Manhattan. And every prep alumnus whom I said, I was at a wedding last year where there were 12 kids from prep. They also had pictures when I said, guys, did you come to the reunion in Manhattan? They said, what are you talking about? I said, there's a reunion that prep has in Manhattan that Michael Mercer, or the prep runs. And I said, you guys have to come. It's fabulous. I remember my first time there, Michael. Remember? First time, I bet we had 100 people there. It was fabulous. The second time we had 150 people there. It was fabulous. It really was. You guys should come. It's a nice time. It really is. It's a nice time like tonight to make, to remember, make new friendships or renew friendships. It's very, very nice. I would come. Michael, is it on this year?
As of right now, we usually do that reunion in May of each year, and since May is a little too close, we're hoping that it's something that we can add to maybe the fall, along with everything else that we're planning on having.
Okay.
Rest assured, we are having that reunion soon.
Oh,
the happy hour in Manhattan.
Yes, guys, do yourselves a favor and come. I'll be there. All right. It's one. And when I was there last time, there were like 10 teachers there. It was fabulous. Yeah, it was really wonderful. Really. Whatever. And you'll see your friends.
One other person I want to point
Dennis,
out.
you were there, right, Dennis? You brought your daughter.
That's right. I was there. Yeah.
Yes, you were there.
I was there as well.
That's
one of
right.
them. Yeah.
That's right.
In the back of a bar or something, like 30 something in the 30s. I forget what street it was on.
Yes, yeah.
32nd Street, was it?
Somewhere there, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
32nd, I think it was.
Yeah, it was a good time. There were a lot of people. It was great.
A lot of people. It's very, very nice. It really is. So come, guys. You'll love it.
One person I'd like to, I think he might have been someone else that you couldn't see from the screen in the beginning was Vito Totino. Vito, if you.
Yeah, a Bayonne boy.
Yeah.
Is he here?
Yeah. How are you, sir?
Where are you, Vito?
I'm around here somewhere.
Okay. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
I'm okay. Vito has one of the nicer houses in Bayonne. Right, Vito?
Well, my parents do. I moved out.
Where do you live? I'm
in Nutley now.
What are you doing?
I work for MSC, the shipping company.
Okay.
New York.
Okay.
I wanted to share one funny story I have. So everyone who was in Sir's class knows obviously of the Bombay Sapphire Martini.
Yes.
And at the time, we couldn't drink any because we were in high school underage. So therefore, we didn't drink any, even on the weekends. But once we got to legal age, I remember the first thing I did when I went to the bar was order one. And then I saw Sir at a prep jug night, the first jug night after I was 21, and I had one. And I remember telling you, I was like, wow, that's a pretty strong drink. That's,
yes, I remember.
That's something to mess around with.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
But that was always, I enjoyed that. And I got to say, aside from Hamlet, just because of, what you made us do with the Hamlet, Chaucer or Chalker, as we like to call him.
Chalker, yes, right. As a joke, yes.
It was always fun. That was always one of the best classes. And I'm glad that I was placed in your class because then I took you again as a senior elective as well. But I'm just, nothing against any of the other English teachers. I had Mr. Gomez too. You guys took each semester of my senior year for your electives. But no, I had the best time in your class. It was always one of those classes that I felt just comfortable in.
Yeah.
Just, like in a way, and I mean this in a good way with respect, it didn't feel as if you were teaching us. I felt as if you put us on the same level and we were kind of having a discussion about what we were learning.
Yeah.
So I've always enjoyed that. And now I'm trying to read as much as I possibly can. And it's
good for you
because of what you guys have inspired us when we were at prep.
Mm-hmm. Good. Glad to hear it, Vito. Are you married?
I am married and father of two beautiful girls.
Good. Congratulations. That's wonderful. Good for you. you miss Bayonne?
I do. I mean, I'm there every Sunday. I go to my parents' house for Italian Sunday dinners.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Every time I pass your house, I look at it. He's where Vito lived. I know. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, maybe when things calm down a little bit, I'll invite you over. I'll pour you a Bombay Sapphire Martini. The pandemic's
right.
turned me into a mixologist. I've been practicing.
Okay, Vito, you're on. Sounds good to me. Yes.
If anyone else has any questions, anything they want to share, feel free.
Sir, just a closing remark. While you were taking on questions, I text my brother and he gives his regards. He's looking for your email. I'll track it down some way. So
I'll give it to you. Well, you want it?
If you don't mind giving it, sure.
Not at all. It's J.P. Campion, Campion, in case 4141 @gmail.com.
So that's JP Campion 4141 @gmail.
No, just 141. JP Campion 441 @gmail.com.
Got it. Thank you very much.
Don't
Stay
worry
well.
about it.
And yes, next time I see you, I've been known to make a pretty good martini. It's usually
All
21.
right. All right.
I usually go to my gin of choice for martini is Hendrix.
Okay. Good
But
choice.
I do have Bombay Blue in the closet. I'm going to make one for you in your honor today.
Okay, Angelo, you're on. Hope you enjoy it.
Thank you very much. I always do.
Good for you. Good for you.
Jack, it's Michael Gomez. I thought your email was going to be J Campy with a dash because that's how you signed your
That's
name.
right. You're right, Michael. J Campy dash right. You're right. How
And,
well do you remember? You
Just
might-
as Angelo said, I also texted my brother and said, guess who I'm talking to right now? So Joe Gomez sends his regards.
Okay,
from
how's he
84.
doing?
He's doing great, thank you.
Does he like upstate New York?
Yep. He's a cardiologist now and
I know,
doing great.
yeah.
So
And how is Steven?
he's in Arizona.
I
Thanks
know
for
you told
remembering
me.
him too.
Doing okay?
Yep, all's well.
Good. Michael, I remember when your brother Stephen was at the prep, the girls from Holy Family said to me, Mr. Campion, he's the most gorgeous man in the world.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
I might have struggled because of that, but that's okay.
Uh-huh.
Thanks so much for joining us, Jack. This was I'm pretty sure I speak on behalf of everybody. This has been tremendous.
I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. Michael, thank you so much. Michael Mercia.
Oh, no, my pleasure. My pleasure. It's our pleasure. Thank you so much for doing this,
Oh.
Jack.
Mike Struck.
Yes.
How are you, Mike? Mike was on, you were on stage crew, right?
Yes, sir.
I know.
You were a minute late for the call, so we're gonna dock you for that.
Yeah. Do you ever see Kevin Reed?
No, every once in a while I'll be Facebook with him, but no, I haven't really run into him at all. How are you?
You were the best of friends, weren't you?
He lived 3 doors down from me. He was
I
really
know.
good friends with my brother, but yeah, we were definitely really good friends. Our families got along really well, and I unfortunately had to babysit Kevin every once in a while. So
Okay. Okay. How are you, Scott?
Sorry, unmute myself there. I'm doing well in Bloomfield. I've lived, I was in Boston. I went to school up in Boston at Emerson, and then lived in DC for a year, and then got a job as a news director at a public radio station out by Oklahoma City, kind of randomly for almost 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that where you are now?
No, I'm back here. I'm in Bloomfield now.
Oh,
I'm back in New Jersey. Yeah.
My younger daughter lives in Tulsa.
Okay. Yeah, it's a nice city.
What? Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay.
I mean, it's Oklahoma, but yeah.
I'm a city boy.
Yeah. I was in Norman, where the University of
The
Oklahoma.
university is, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
When I went to Oklahoma, I was surprised they wore shoes.
Yeah.
It's just okay. It's nothing spectacular.
Yeah,
Yeah, in Tulsa, where my daughter lives, if you want to go to the store, it's a mile away. By the way, guys, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the streets are a mile away each side, north, west, east, and south. Okay, north, south, east, and west. And if you go to the next corner, and the store is not on that corner, you go another mile. And if the store is not there, then you go another mile to get to your store. It's whereas in Bayonne, I can go 2 blocks over,
Oh, yeah.
go to any store I want to go to.
Yeah, a lot of driving out there, not very good public transit.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. Not
Yeah,
at all.
yeah.
No.
But it was a good place to be to kind of early in my career to kind of get started by going to a smaller station in a smaller
Yeah.
city,
Yeah.
much easier than if I tried to just start off in New York
Yeah.
or somewhere,
What I find surprising is that my daughter's in Oklahoma because she married a man who went to college with her, and he came from Tulsa. And they're
Okay.
now living in Tulsa because he has a good job in there. He owns the company, as a matter of fact. Right? So
Mhm.
it's very good. But people who went to school with him in Tulsa and moved out are now moving back.
A lot. Yeah, I've heard since the pandemic, especially a lot of people
Yeah.
fleeing New York and big cities.
I
Yeah.
said, why are you moving back here? Well, it's a good place to bring up kids.
The cost of living it's really
Much,
cheap.
much cheaper. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I saw a house there, 4-bedroom house, living room, dining room, kitchen, family room for $149.
Yeah, I could believe it.
That's an outhouse in New Jersey.
I know. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
if you live there, you have to put up with the environment and the
Politics
people,
and everything.
The people who live there.
The
Yeah.
infrastructure falling apart. Yeah, everything. It was good for a few years. I never intended to stay there.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm
Right.
back here now.
Yeah, my daughter says that she and her very close friends who went to the universities in the city are the only ones who are not parochial in their attitudes. All right,
Right.
they're not orthodox in their attitudes. All right, they're liberal as opposed to the other people in Oklahoma,
Yeah.
which I know I've seen them, I've heard them.
Yeah. Well, even a lot of my friends from there now have fled and come to New York or gone to other
Yeah,
places,
sure. Yeah, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
I don't blame them at all. No, not at all.
Mhm.
Okay, Michael.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for this. We appreciate everyone.
My
who
pleasure.
came to hear you speak tonight, and most especially grateful to you for that incredible talk and all your service to prep, everything you've done for us. And with that, we say good night. Actually, Dave Connolly has a question. Dave,
Oh, yes. Okay.
where'd he go?
He's right here. Go ahead, Dave.
There you go.
Dr. Campion, I just wanted to introduce myself. I don't think we ever met. We were never teacher student. I'm
Yeah.
from the class of 1958.
Oh my God.
And
Woo!
and you had my son Christopher.
Yes.
Yes, and he did the Death of a Salesman. And he played Willie
Yes,
Loman.
I know. Yes. He
A
was
mixed
great.
crew, and it was wonderful. You changed his life, and I wanted to thank you for that.
My pleasure. What's
he's
he doing now?
well. He's still in the movie business with his wife. They have a
Super.
special effects company. He's behind the camera, not in front of it, but
Okay.
doing well.
He
And,
was a great Willie Loman. Oh, I remember people came to me after the production and said, wow, what a great production this was. And I said, well, Chris Connolly did it. He did a fabulous job. He
I
really
always
did.
asked him, what was your motivation to do it that way? And he says, Grandpa. It was my wife's father who died at 96. And
Oh my God, how nice.
He
I
says
hope he has-
all of his motions and such were based on his grandpa. But
Good.
he's doing well. He's doing very well, and asked to say hello. And
Yeah, please tell him I said hello. Oh, what a great kid. Really.
yeah,
a great man.
I'll end with another joke from. I'm from Jersey City, Lady Victory's Parish, years ago, and I had a grandpa, my mother's great uncle. So we're talking, and he used to deliver ice and coal in the downtown section, Jersey City.
Okay.
And I used to get a nickel if I laughed at his jokes. Well, he had a famous joke. He says, "Oh, Davy boy," he says, "now we've moved York Street 1 block to the south. Wouldn't that be grand?" With that, I'll say goodbye and thank you for what you're doing and currently continuing to inspire the prep guys. Good
Thank
for
you so much. I appreciate it. I really do. I miss that. As I said, it's a life that I left, but I still want to keep it in my memories because I met some wonderful people there, really wonderful people whom I will remember forever. Yeah, forever. I will. Yeah. Okay, Michael.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all for joining us tonight.
Take care, guys. Thomas,
Darren.
take care, guys. Thank you. Michael, the next time you do this, let me know. I want to link in.
Absolutely. We have a call next Tuesday with Jack Kozlowski and John Irving, the same time next Tuesday at 5 p.m. So I'll be sure to send you that link.
Please do. Tom Spataro, it is so good to see you. Please say hello to Matt and to your dad.
I will. I texted Matthew and he said, please to send you his best. So.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll reach out to you. I'll talk to you.
Okay, Angelo, take care. Ralph, take care. Scott, take care. Michael.
Here, folks. Thank you.
Thanks again for everything tonight.
Bye, friends.
My pleasure. Honest. Scott, take care.
Thanks, Jack.
Stay well, Jack.